Hello students, in this chapter we are going to talk about the system software and the application software. So this is the whole picture of this chapter. So first of all, let's look at the relationship between the hardware, the software, and the user. So this picture shows a user using a notebook computer. Actually, the notebook is the hardware itself, and the user is just you and me. We are using the hardware, the computer, as a tool. And in hardware, for example, the hard disk, we have the software installed, and the software is responsible for giving instructions to the hardware. So we have two different types of software called the application software and the system software. So next, we have to compare this diagram with the model on the right-hand side. So the model on the right side shows the relationship between the hardware, the software, and the user. The user is at the top, and in between the hardware and the user will be the application software and the system software. And these arrows represent the transfer or the exchange of information or data between these items. So let's look at this full picture. So you and me as a user, we are using the hardware through the application software and the system software. And here comes the next, the application software. We have different types of apps, so-called the apps. For example, the word processor, such as a Microsoft Word, spreadsheet like Excel, database management system, or so-called the DBMS, or we have some photo editing or video editing software. And these software are designed with a specific purpose so that we can use this software to do a particular job or particular task. And below the application software will be the system software. So the system software actually consists of the operating system, utility program, and the driver programs. For example, Windows, Mac OS, or Linux, they are some examples of operating system. And in between the application software and the system software will be the user interface, or called the UI. And also it is this interface, the UI, the user interface, separate the user and application software from the complexity of the computer hardware. So this UI is really important in the modern computing. So if we have a good user interface, then the computer will be very easy to use. If the UI is not well designed, then the computer will be very difficult to use. So below the system software will be the hardware. So actually we have talked about this in the previous chapter. For example, the CPU, the RAM, the hard disk, the monitor, and the keyboard. All these are the hardware of the computer. So you can see the system software will be the layer between the user and the hardware. It shields the user from knowing the complexity of the hardware of the computer. So this gives us the full picture of the relationship between the hardware, the software, and the user.